Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Narrative Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, and it's fantastic to have you tuning in. And if this is your first time with us, consider viewing earlier episodes when you get time. Because you might want to get a little context of what the podcast is about. All right, settle in. Pull up a chair, maybe. Or just lean against the door frame, whatever feels right. It's quiet in here, isn't it? Just the hum of everything. Really. And it gets you thinking, about things. Big things. Little things. Things that just sort of drift in and out of your head like dust motes in a sunbeam. And one of those things, one of the big ones that keeps nudging me lately, is this idea that time is just this relentless, slippery thing you simply can't get back. It's a funny old concept, isn't it? Time. You look at it, and it feels so solid, so structured. We've got hours, minutes, seconds ticking away on our phones, on those obnoxious little smartwatches that buzz at us like an angry bee every 5 minutes. We schedule it, budget it, we even try to optimize it, as if it's some kind of financial asset we can invest in a volatile market. Time management, they call it. And if you can manage something that just evaporates, poof, like a particularly good piece of artisanal sourdough bread in a house full of teenagers, you blink, and it's just crumbs. Maybe a faint memory of crust. And then you start thinking, really thinking, about what that actually means. You can lose your car keys, right? And eventually, after tearing the couch cushions apart like a rabid ferret, you find them under a pile of old mail, probably next to that mysterious single sock. You can lose your wallet. Somebody, bless their cotton socks, might even return it to you. Maybe minus a $20 bill. But hey, progress. You can lose your mind occasionally during a particularly chaotic trip to, say, Disneyland in July. And eventually, after a deep breath, and maybe a very strong iced coffee, you find your way back to some semblance of sanity. But time, oh boy, that's a whole different ballgame. It's like, imagine if every second was a tiny, perfect, and iridescent bubble floating out of your grasp. And once it pops, gone. No collecting the water droplets, no reinflating. It just ceases to exist in that particular form forever. Like trying to catch smoke from a campfire with a sieve. You stand there, trying to cup your hands around it, thinking, I'll just hold on to this moment. This exact feeling, this perfect crisp autumn air in New England, right here, right now, and then a breath later, is just not the same. It's a memory, a ghost of a feeling. The present has already elbowed its way into the past, rudely, without so much as a by your leave. You ever notice how we try to defy this? Though we take pictures, millions of them, digital shoeboxes brimming with frozen smiles and blurry sunsets. To capture the moment, we tell ourselves, but we're not capturing the moment, are we? We're just creating a little two-dimensional proxy, a kind of ghost in the machine that reminds us of a moment that is already irrevocably fled. It's like trying to remember the exact taste of that perfect New York-style pizza you had last summer. You can recall the cheese, the crisp crust, the way it folded just so. But the actual taste, the multi-sensory experience of it, that's gone, buddy, vanished into the ether, along with all the minutes you spent scrolling through Instagram that very same evening. And speaking of scrolling, oh my goodness, we're all so busy. Us Americans, busy. From the frenetic pace of Wall Street to the endless sprawl of Los Angeles traffic, we're all trying to cram more and more into the same 24 hours. We're on a constant quest for efficiency, productivity. We've got apps for everything, haven't we? To track our sleep, our steps, our water intake, our mediation minutes. We're tracking our time as if we can somehow lasso it, tame it, make it work for us. And then we spend half an hour just looking at data, the charts and graphs, the little colorful bars showing us how much time we spent tracking our time. It's wonderfully, comically absurd, isn't it? A kind of grand, existential hamster wheel, spinning faster and faster. But where are we actually going? It's the weirdest thing. We treat time like it's a renewable resource, like sunshine or kale, but it's actually more like a limited edition, bespoke artisanal product. Once it's made, once it's consumed, that's it. There's no reorder. There's no oops. Can I get a refund on that argument I had with my sister? Or hey, can I have back those 3 hours I spent watching terrible reality TV when I could have called my grandma? Nope. The universe just shrugs. Time, it seems to just, in a one-way street, and the pavement is always crumbling behind you. You know, it makes you think about all those historical figures. Benjamin Franklin, with his whole early to bed, early to rising thing, was obsessed with making the most of his minutes. But did he ever just sit? Did he ever spend an afternoon just watching the clouds drift over Philadelphia without a thought for civic duty or kite experiments? Or did he just calculate the optimal angle for kite string tension the whole time? We'll never know, obviously. The moments of quiet reflection, the lost thoughts, the mundane stretches of just being, those are all gone from the historical record, weren't they? We only ever get the highlights reel, productive stuff. But reality, for all of us, is a lot more filled with the beautiful, awkward, messy, utterly productive stretches of time. And those are the moments, aren't they? They often surprise you with their profundity, a long drive across the Midwest. When the sameness of the landscape allows your mind to untangle itself, quiet morning coffee before the kids wake up, where the silence feels like a physical embrace, even the 5 minutes spent staring blankly at a wall, lost in thought that evaporates as soon as you try to grasp it. These aren't productive. Not in the way a spreadsheet or historical treaty is productive, but they are rich. They are the fabric of life, woven thread by thread, and each moment, once experienced, is utterly irreplaceable. So, here we are, aren't we? At this precipice, looking at the endless, churning river of time flowing past us. And you can't step into the same river twice. Heraclitus, or some smarty pants like that, said it first, probably while skipping rocks somewhere in ancient Greece. And it's true, isn't it? Every single tick, every single second that slips through your fingers is a unique, unrepeatable event. It's a cosmic snowflake, if you will. Ephemeral, beautiful, and utterly gone once it melts into the past. So, what do you do with that truth? Do you panic? Do you try to squeeze every last drop of value out of every moment? Even if value means another 5 minutes scrolling through cat videos, because honestly, you just need a break. Or do you just acknowledge it? The fleetingness, the beautiful, terrifying, utterly irreversible nature of it all. And then maybe, just maybe, you let some of those bubbles flow by, unpopped, uncaught, simply appreciating the way they shimmer for a brief, glorious second before they're gone. Because at the end of the day, we're all just here for a little while, aren't we? Watching the clock. Or maybe, finally, just watching the sky. Isn't that something? Though, really, just something. Thanks for tuning in to the Narrative Mindset Podcast.